Okay, time for our wee monthly catch-up. Games we've played since we last chatted. Obviously there was a massive game against Alloa. What were your thoughts reflecting back on that day?
I thought we could have won the game. Obviously we come up slightly short, but you know, I think we created enough chances to win the game. At the very least, to take it to extra time. We had two really good chances after we scored. You know, had we been 3-0 up in the first half hour, you know, it probably would have been fair.
Yeah.
And then obviously the goal bang on half time is the killer. But we did get a reaction, and we come back out and we started playing well again. And we missed another right good opportunity to make it 2-2 within the first 10 minutes of the half. And then we kind of huffed and puffed. After that, there's probably not so many clear-cut chances at that stage, but we were always in the game. And you know, and even obviously we get the stats guys that come to the Scottish Cup games, and to look at the stats and see that we had more shots on target, or more shots in general, you know, more possession. You know, it was really, really good to see. It was really, really pleasing. You know, and comparing that to the East Fife game where the stats were the total opposite end, you know, we're 30% possession against East Fife. So it was really, really pleasing that we very minimum matched a League One side.
Yeah. And you said before these draws were made this season, you wanted to get league sides coming here, and you must take huge encouragement to the fact that we've been competitive against two league sides already. And going forward, that's got to give us kind of great hope.
It is, and you know, that was almost like the last test for this squad, if you know what I mean. You know, we've played Lowland League sides, you know, we've played teams in the leagues below, and we were just missing that competitive action against a league side, and to get a gauge of where you are. You know, I'm not saying that we could go into League One and compete every single week, but in a one-off game, we've proved that we can. And the guys should take massive, you know, encouragement for that. There's no, obviously we spoke about that this week, and this is no disrespect to Beath, but there's no point going and competing with Alloa and East Fife and then playing as poor as we did against Beath. It's great, and I've said this since I came to the club, but we're always good against the good sides.
Yeah.
Always good. You know, my first season here, you know, we beat Linlithgow and beat Musselburgh and all these guys out at the top end of the Premier League at the time, and then get beat for the teams that are in the bottom three, and ultimately that cost us that year, and it was very similar last season, and then there's a similar trend again this season.
And what do you think, is that just a mentality thing? Is that
it must be, you know, I don't know why that happens. It's, you know, is it maybe the flip side? Is it maybe nothing to do with us? Is it these top teams when they come here are lower their games? Maybe, I don't know. You know, there's obviously some sort of mentality element in it, whether it be our mentality or the opposition's mentality. I don't know. I think we make it nice and lovely for teams coming here. You know, Beath would have rocked up here, and the park was looking beautiful, and you know, we've said it before, the facilities and referees come in and there's tea waiting for them, there's Mars bars waiting for them. We make it lovely for everybody, and you know, that professional look, does it give them another 5%? I don't know.
Yeah, so Saturday also was a bit disappointing. You touched on it there. We had the game against Tynecastle, which, I mean, it looked like we were heading for defeat, but the boys came back and got a great victory out of that game.
And again, that was really, really encouraging. Obviously being 2-0 down, and I've said it multiple times before now, but the best team was getting beat at half time that day. You know, again, we could have found ourselves 3-0 up first 15 minutes. Their goalie's made a right good save after 20 seconds, and then Dan Hanlon's hit the bar after 90 seconds. So it could have been a totally different game. They took their chances. They'd set up to counter-attack us, 2 strikers up the pitch. And that was how they set up to play. So obviously we fixed that at half time, we changed shape and got ourselves back into the game. And even when we went down to 10 men, kind of thought our opportunities away, we were on the ascendancy, but the boys were magnificent. Really, really good. And then it's great to see, when Sean Stewart scores the second, with 15 minutes, a lot of teams would have been happy, 10 men, we'll get a point, we'll change shape back, we'll make it hard to beat, but no, they were in the back of the net to get the ball and wanted to go for a winner. So I kind of had a feeling at that stage that they were on the same page and they felt they were good enough for the win. And they were brilliant on the day. The conditions and everything was difficult. It was a difficult game, and that thoroughly deserved again.
So these games have kind of taken us to the halfway stage of the league campaign. How do you assess where we're at just now, and where would you like us to be kind of the second half?
I think we should have had more points on the board. I think there's been a lot of close games. There's games, I'd probably say there's 2 games now, including last week, the Beath game, where we didn't deserve anything. The Genefield game, on the day, Genefield were better than us. Last week, Beath were better than us. On the day, that's just life. But the other games, Pennycook, Musselburgh, we warranted points on our performances these days, but I think we're back to giving away silly goals. We're giving away avoidable goals, which is obviously down to me to fix, along with the players obviously. But we're conceding a few goals again, and that's something that I think we need to work on and be better at and be more resilient.
And I suppose we've got the perfect opportunity to put those right with 2 derbies coming up just after Christmas, so away to Haddington, which again that felt like a bit of a pivotal moment at the start of the season, when we were losing here and we won that one, and it set us off on a good run. And then, as you say, we probably should have taken something from Musselburgh away, and we got the chance at home to put that one right.
I think, as you say there about the run, let's not take anything away from the players there. That was the first win of the last 16 games, and in that last 16 games we've lost 4. And one's against a League One side. So, I'm not discrediting the players at all. They've been magnificent, and that's, a decent run and a good return of points. And saying that, we've won the other 12, we've not drawn any. So, it's a right good return for the guys. But the ones that we did get beat, they stick in my throat a wee bit, where I think we could have been a few more points better off.
And we've still got a few cup games coming up as well, like Cumbernauld coming up in January, rearranged from when it was called off because of the weather in November. So again, there's lots of things to play for as we go ahead into the season.
And that's kind of what we've touched on. The games coming up kind of look after themselves. The derbies, they'll look after themselves. I've not got an issue with the players being up for these type of games. The Cumbernauld will be the same, and eventually when we get round to the winners of the Haddington Dundonald game, potentially if we were to get through that fixture, you're potentially looking at Musselburgh again. So you potentially got another 2 derbies, in that cup. So there's loads and loads to play for. As I kind of said at the start of the season, I'm looking for the team to progress. If we were to put up a chart of last season's cup ties, we probably have progressed, round by round. Certainly in the Scottish Cup we have already. We've done one better there. So there's definitely progression. I can see progression. And that's what I really need.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so we've got a bit of a break for Christmas now. The guys are also in tonight training, and they've got one session on Saturday.
We're in on Saturday. They'll get a right hard session tonight. You know, it's just filling their legs up with runs the night before they eat the turkey. Saturday will be a bit more based, you know, fun.
Yeah.
You know, we'll have a fun session. We'll get us all together, and you know, the club's going to put on breakfast after. You know, we'll have some rolls, and the players will all be together again just before the break up for Christmas, and then we'll be back in the following Thursday, preparing for the Haddington game.
And in terms of the squad, injury wise, how are we shaping up with?
To be honest, we're toiling. Really toiling. We've picked up another few injuries. Taylor's picked up an injury to go along with suspension. Not sure he's timed that, just so he gets the festivities off. But no, Taylor's picked up an injury. Ben Bathgate picked up a wee knock on Thursday. Gordon Harris done his hamstring on Saturday. So in terms of these guys, we're not quite sure how long they're going to be out yet, but that's on top of the 4 long term. Brandon gets his moon boot off next week, I think, so I don't know how long it'll be till we see him back. Evan should be joining in the turn of the year. Johnny Ed, I'm not sure where he is, but we'll get there. I think Goldie's not far away as well.
Yeah, no, it's been good to see, like say, Gregor and Evan just around, you know, at training and, you know, just doing little runs and stuff.
Yeah,
it'll be good to see them back.
I don't think it'll be you know, too late in the turn of the year where they're joining in again. And you know, the great facility we've got is the 20s.
Yeah. And
the two of them can go and play 6 weeks in the 20s or 8 weeks or whatever it takes them to get ready.
Yeah.
And that's the benefit of having the 20s for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's been great to chat as ever, and yeah, huge well done to you and the players for where we are at the halfway stage, and we're also looking forward to seeing where we're at in 4 or 5 months' time.
Yes, thank you.
And Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to everybody, thank you.